name is Lalita Raman, and I'm going to speak about two important words which I think matters in our day-to-day lives and is of utmost importance. The two words are you matter. Yes, you matter. I think these days, especially when we all sit behind our computers, behind iPhones, iPads, and that's become the main form of communication, in this rat race that we live in, it's very important to know who we are and to be appreciated. And, basically somebody telling us you exist, you matter, and what you do is important. I was hiking yesterday, and just a couple of days back I had heard Angela Myers on TED talk about these two words, you matter, and where she stresses the importance of these two words in our day-to-day lives. And I said, let me sort of, do a talk on Speak for Change on this very topic and why it's important and how it has been important in my life and for people around me. We are human, and we definitely want to be appreciated no matter who we are, what role we play in our day-to-day lives. Now, when you hear these two words, you matter, you are important, you exist, I see you, think about the feeling that you experience. It is basically, it changes your world, it changes your heart, it changes your mind, and many times, I can tell you from personal experience, it becomes a big matter of boost, and it actually motivates me to do even better. Nothing else can quite substitute a few well-chosen, well-timed, sincere words of praise. They're absolutely free, but they're worth a fortune to the person who hears it. And I believe even for the person who delivers it, to just see the joy in the other person's face brings joy in the person delivering it as well. Many feel it's about the ego when you say, you did it right, you matter, you have done it well. But I think it's more than ego. We all want to be felt significant. We all are human beings. And I would say it's more to do with the human touch and the human element in all of us to be appreciated and to be recognized. We are created for significance, and this is of utmost importance, be it in an organization, be it in a community, among a group of colleagues, group of friends, even among voluntary organizations. And I think it matters most among people who probably never hear it in their lives. Take it, for example, the sweeper who cleans your office or who comes to clear the trash at your house, the milkman, the driver, the tea lady, and so on. The worst feeling, I believe, that anyone in this world can undergo is to feel unloved, unappreciated, and completely unwanted. Even if you have a lot of money and a lot of comforts, there is nothing to feel more lost than the feeling of being unwanted. The words you matter, I see you, and what you do is very important. And as I said before, it's especially of importance to people who probably don't even realize it and never hear this word from anybody. Typically, we all work in organizations where we meet different kinds of people. Some people appreciate what you do and some people don't. Let me give you an example. My dad had to undergo some checks before undergoing a back surgery. This was about a year back. And the back surgery that he had to undergo was categorized as level 7, which basically means it's a very high-risk operation. I was not physically with him when this incident happened because I was actually flying to Bombay. Bombay is where my parents live. So this has been narrated to me by my sister, and I'm just sort of, sharing this experience with you to make you realize as to you matter is so important. Whilst my dad was waiting for some tests to be done, he was sitting in a chair and suddenly he slumped. My sister suddenly realized that he had slumped in the chair, and she basically screamed for help. So they had to, by the time they had to sort of find a doctor, a stretcher, etc. to sort of carry him, there was a security guard. He was just sitting outside the ICU, and there was a security guard who was actually responsible for the ICU. In that spurt of the moment, he literally carried my dad, pushed open the ICU doors with his shoe on. Now, as many of you may know, the rules in the ICU don't allow you to go in with a shoe. You have to actually remove your shoe. Now, he didn't care about that. He just thought it was important to save somebody's life. And he literally rushed, carrying my dad into the ICU. And obviously then the doctors and the other help came to attend to my dad. In fact, the doctor later on told my sister that but for the guards' instantaneous action of actually just carrying him and rushing him into the ICU, my dad's life would never have been saved. Now, to me, there are a lot of things that I want to bring to your attention. One, that is, he really didn't go by his call of duty, or as we commonly call it, as a job description in our day-to-day lives. He thought it was his duty to save a person's life at that point in time. So he didn't really wait for the doctor or the stretcher. He thought what in his ability, what he could do, let him deliver that. So when I reached the next day, I asked my sister that I be introduced to him, and I actually met him. A very charming guy. And I told him, thank you very much for having saved my dad's life. So he turned around and he said, no mention, ma'am. पर अरे मैम ये तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने एक जान बचाई बस, ये सब, we all have to do this every day. Why are you thanking me? So I said, no, you acted at the right time, and but for you, my dad would not have been alive. So he turned around and said, if we are all born to do, to care for each other and to look after each other, if this is not something that I can even do, then I shouldn't be considered human. Wow, those words even ring in my ears today. To me, it was one of life-changing events that somebody like a security guard could teach me something as simple as that we are born in this world to look after each other, and yet we forget to appreciate and to add a little bit of cheer and value to somebody's life, a little bit of gratitude to somebody's life. I would actually, you may say after listening to this that you had to thank him because he saved your dad's life. He did such a significant thing. Yes, probably agree with you. But I would also like to point out other aspects. Imagine if one of the days the sweeper doesn't come to your house to clear the trash bin, the milkman doesn't come to deliver your milk, or even the tea lady in the office. Let me narrate you an instance again with the tea lady. I live in Hong Kong, and I don't speak Chinese, but she understands few words in English, and I tell her, good morning, how are you, how was your weekend, if it's a Monday morning, and she's so thrilled, and her beaming smile just reflects that she is so happy that somebody is asking her this. That's all that matters. I don't actually tell her that you matter, but it's just that I have recognized her, that she exists, she does something, is just enough to convey that she exists, she is appreciated for what she's doing. We can even stretch this to our colleagues, among our colleagues, and in all our organizations, we all go through a lot of stress in life. We go through the day-to-day responsibilities, tasks, projects, and what have you. And there are many times we even forget to thank somebody, saying, hey, you did a very good job, thank you so much, and it made a hell of a difference, the way you did it, and your contribution was very timely. Even among friends, even among our husbands, our wives, we forget to thank and to appreciate them for what they are. Imagine even our parents. Many of us take our parents for granted. We think, oh, what they do, they have to do. Not necessarily. Not many of us are blessed with parents, with kind parents, and also with the upbringing they have given us. I think among a dad and a mom, probably the mom suffers the most, because we all take our mothers for granted, most of us do. And recently I have realized, I've always been close to my mom, but I've realized that I've never actually taken time to appreciate what she does. So these days when I go back home, instead of visiting my friends and doing my usual shopping and going to my favorite restaurants, I make sure, even if I go for 4 or 5 days, I actually spend time with them, and they really enjoy it. It's nothing but just sitting with them. Sometimes there is no chatting, or sometimes it's long chats. It's just being with them and making them know that they did matter, they do matter, and they will always matter. So what I want to highlight here is that even as when we were students, we all like to be appreciated. If a teacher sort of picked on one of us and said, hey, you did a good job, great, well done, keep it up, it definitely gave us a boost. And as adults, I don't think we should forget that. We should continue on those good habits that we learned as a student or we appreciated as a student. People don't walk around wearing, a hoarding or a board around themselves saying, do I matter to you? Let me know if I can help you. But imagine a world if we changed our attitude and actually made each other in our daily lives realize how much they mattered. So start now, show compassion, since compassion allows us to see that the rights of others and the appreciation of others are as important as our own. You matter. Yes, you do matter. Let people around you know that. Thank you very much.